well, it's that time of year again. Harvest season for honey. Here it is. So I know last year we kind of messed up a little bit. It seems as though we may have pulled too much honey off of the hives last year, and a lot of them didn't make it through the winter. We've done a pretty decent job getting our numbers back up again this year. We started off with just 2 who made it through the winter, and now we're up to 11 or 12 at this point. So that is great. Our traps worked really, really well. So hopefully I'm going to try to pay a little bit more attention this go around and make sure that I don't pull too much honey off of them, but here we go. So this hive really didn't have too much on their honey super at all. You can see here on the outside edges of the hive itself, they've got some honey drawn out in these outer frames. But this is not really honey that we can take because these are all in brood boxes. Don't be making loud noises like that. It's like this. Well, that hive really didn't produce anything at all in that honey super. So I'm not really going to take anything from them. They do have a little bit of honey in their brood chambers, which is good. Hopefully that will be enough to get them through the winter. If you'll notice that I took the honey super off, and I'm just going to leave that off. The reason why is going into winter, I really want to reduce the volume of the hive itself, and that way it just makes it a little bit easier for them to warm all the way throughout the winter. Dude, there's tons of them. There's a whole hive over there. I'll have to dust them off again when we get back to the house. All right, I didn't really do super great this year with getting a whole lot, but I don't know, I kind of expected that because the majority of our bees are new just to this year, seeing as we lost so many last year. So we did get a little bit from 1 or 2 of the hives that produced really, really well. So the next step is just to extract this honey. I've seen a lot of people do it a lot of different ways. Some people just do it with gravity. Some people just do it by actually pressing the wax out, which I don't really like that because it seems very wasteful, and the bees have to work really hard to build that wax up next year. So I try to save the comb as best I can. Now, believe it or not, to open up the caps on this honey, now if you look here, each little honey cell is actually capped over, and that's where the honey is stored. You can see there as I open that up, it starts to come out. Now, I've tried so many different ways to actually open these caps. I've tried hot knives, I've tried little scrapers that are specifically made for this, and believe it or not, the best thing that I've found so far is a kitchen fork. Sounds crazy, and it does take a little bit of time, but it seems to not ruin the wax comb quite as much as all the other methods do. The hot knife seems to, once I start cutting through it, it actually reseals the caps. Just because it melts down the wax and the wax kind of hardens right as I pass by. If any of you have any better ways of doing this, please let me know. Please let me know. And then the next thing we do is we just slide it down into the spinner. And then we do that 6 more times. Well, we ended up doing pretty good this year, seeing as we only started out with 2 hives at the beginning of the year just because we lost so many throughout this last winter. We ended up with around 11 or 12 hives, so that's not too bad. Off of those hives, we collected about 8 gallons of honey. I'm hoping that I did a little bit better this year about not taking too much off, so hopefully that'll work out. If anyone's interested in how we ended up trapping so well this year and how we were so successful with getting bees to actually find our traps attractive, we were thinking about doing a build video where we just kind of show how we go about constructing those boxes. And perhaps if anybody's interested, everybody who is subscribed and who maybe will just leave us a comment and let us know, we might be able to just give that box away. And what we could do is we could set up with some old brood comb, which is again kind of necessary for this whole process, and a little bit of lemongrass oil, and really kind of get somebody a jump start on kind of starting their own apiary, I suppose, if you will. So if anybody's interested in that, just let us know. Subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I appreciate it.